Good morning and sliding in the afternoon. Judy Allen here, San Antonio, Texas, with Adventurous Stampin' and keep it simple or step it up. Today's Wednesday. You got halfway over the week, so let's do something fun here. Let's go down the hands. We're going to show you something simple. We're going to step it up by using some different techniques, all right? So let's go down the hands and do this. Let's do it. All right, so we're using the Cheerful Daisies. It's most like the last, because we're doing it for the month of July. So this will be the last day that we'll be using it. Next week we'll do something else. But just wanted to show you, whenever you're doing something, I just use my 4x6 write notes on cards. So I just do some little samples like this here, and that's what you're going to see today as we create. And I just simply use the Cheerful Daisy bundles, which dies in this, and I also use the stylish shaped dies as well too. Let me put these aside, get the first card, just so you know what I'm using. And actually, I'm even using, this is just a wooden skewer that I'm going to be using to help along. Because, sometimes we need something to help us out, and that's what I'm using. So this is my 3x3, and this is just regular DSP cut down to 2 3/4. And we're going to, it's very pretty on back. And all I'm going to do is we're going to stamp a design on the square that I've already pre-die cut from the stylish dies. So if you want to know what size it is, I don't know what the size is offhand, but it's the second to smallest die. This is a square, so it doesn't really matter, right? It's just whatever you think the daisies look like they should go. And I think I want to go it this way. I'm just going to use a small die. And we're going to stamp on it, okay? And it's just going to be that simple, and we'll put it on here on the front. Here it is right here. And you have to look, because this is the multiple of daisies, and it'll fit just right in here. So this, I used some photos from Bouchard Gardens when we went up there for our anniversary trip and all. And I used it as my source for flower colors that I wanted to do, because there's beautiful, beautiful flowers there. This is very light. This is the new Lemon Lolly, so it's very light. But what I'm going to do with this is I'm just going to take this pecan pie, and so I'm just going to give a little color the center here, and all I'm going to do is just take this here. I just tapped it lightly, right? I'm not trying to poke a hole through my stamp set. And then I'm just going to do this, and then what I'll do is I'll just come back. You can see I'm just getting a little bit different design. I don't really control it. And I'm just going to come back in here and stamp over if I need to, just so I get the center of the flower. I just needed something small, and the stamp that said doesn't have anything. I could have used a pen, but sometimes we can just easily use something we have around, or we can easily use, the other thing I could have used is a pen, right? I've got coordinating pens I could have done this with. But I just used a skewer stick, okay? Because it's simple, it was handy, and it works, right? So that's all I care about. Just want it to work. So I'm just going to now put some dimensionals on back of here. And we're going to have just a simple card made, okay? A simple card. That one didn't stick. I'm not sure where that was. You have to excuse me, because I had some special peeps here for 9 days, and we got into stuff. We created stuff. Sometimes things just land where they fall, and we see an idea that we weren't even working on, right? So I'm just going to put this on the center, and now we have just a very, as you can see, this is a stylish shaped die, so it puts like a little stitch around it. Like I said, it was the second to smallest one, and we just simply stamp that, okay? So this was just our simple one, and I'm going to leave it at that, because I'll just write a little note on the inside, because I owe somebody some thank you notes, and they like 3x3. We're going to set that aside, and our next one is the one we stepped up. So one of the things is that I do, and I want to show you, this is actually a leftover piece from the die cutting. I actually started off with some really larger squares, and they were too large. Let me show you on this, you'll see it better. So I always liked it when something like this is like doing what I call a twofer, right? I stitched out a square that I'll be using smaller versions of, but look how it left me with something that I could just as easily frame. So I save stuff like this, because for me it's a twofer, right? I got the square in the middle I'm going to use, and I'm going to keep this frame here as well too to use as something else. keep those scraps or make them when you make your cuts, and keep those things in mind, or what can you use if you want to with afterwards. So with this, we're just going to put this on here. Hello, Debbie. I like this set. I like daisies, right? And I have to tell you, I don't think they were considered daisies when we were at Butchart Gardens, but there were flowers that were very similar. And I know we have them here in San Antonio too that we can grow, and it's just real pretty paper, and you can just do simple things with it. Trying to see which way, since I cut the paper, I was like, so we're just going to do this right here, and we're just going to take, this is, I want to say it was 1 3/4 by 5/4, and we're just going to put this strip right across here, and we're going to build from here, right? So it's, it's one of those things that, you can see where we do some stamping off and how we're going to change some dynamics of things just by doing that. So when you look at a white flower and, it looks like it's got a little bit of a shadow, so, or any colored flowers, they look a little different, right? So what we're going to do here is, I got a label in 3 of these. So just as I did here, we're going to recreate some of these right here just so you can see. So it seems like double stamping, and it is, some of it. You've got a stamp one side here that's going to give you the outline, and you got another stamp here that's going to fill in. So we're going to double stamp basically, because one of the flowers we're creating here is we're going to redo this one here. So you see this one here, I've already die cut out. Already die cut this out. We're going to use that to stack it on top of another one to give dimension and depth, right? Additional dimension and depth. So as I stamp this here, and it doesn't matter, it's a square, so you can rotate it any way you want. Alright, so there it is. This is going to give us a darker color, right? And now, before I get ink all over my hand, I'm going to go ahead and clean it off, because I actually put a stamp on each side of my block, because I can. If it drives you crazy, I'm sorry, it just makes it simpler, right? And then I'm going to take this color here, but I don't want it. I'm going to show you how dark this is. So I stamp this here, that's how dark it is. But if I stamp off a second time, that's a lighter color. And that's what I want, because it's really going to pop in here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do the same thing I just did. I'm going to stamp here. And then I'm just going to line these leaves up. And they're easy to line up. And I'm just going to stamp it here. Alright? So I now have my lighter color because I stamped off with this. Alright? So now we're just going to finish it here on the center. I have to clean these because I'm going to use them again. It's beautiful paper and a beautiful set. Beautiful paper and a beautiful set. So then the thing is, I'm just going to take this, goes to this little center here. So they got 2 different sizes, right? So one thing is, we're going to do this here, and we're going to sit there and do a double stamp here. But first, we're going to stamp it here with the light color. All right. And now we're going to clean that off because I don't like to mix up my colors in my ink pads. Most probably I could, because this one I'm going to use a darker. But now I'm going to take this color here, and I'm just going to touch the edge of this. Just the edge. Not all of it. And I'm just going to come back over where I did right now. So we're going to do a double stamping there. But I did it with a little bit different color. And see how that's going to change the inside? So that's what we're looking for, right? We're just wanting a double stamping with a different color. And we just got the 2 colors together. So this one I'm going to use in the center, right here. And then what we're going to do here is we're going to we're going to sit there and take some scissors. I already pre-did this one and I die cut it. So what we're going to do is we're just going to snip between the leaves here. You're going to see what I'm going to do in just a second. I'm just going to snip between the leaves, right? Because all I'm doing is I'm going to add a little extra dimension to this here. Do this like this. Going. Go all the way back around. And it's just an easy way to add depth, right? So we can do it one of 2 ways. We can either put this on exactly like it is on there. Should by now be done with all of them. Okay, yeah. So you can take your bone folder, you can take a pencil. I use the bone folder, but you could take a pencil or a pen or something. And I'm just going to add a little depth to this. Separation, depth. By doing this here. The bone folder. You can make the leaves any way you want, right? Because when you go outside and look at flowers and all, you can see they all grow different ways, and leaves are different, but they're all the same, but they're different, right? So what we're going to do is we're going to end up putting this right on top of here, and we're going to do it with a dimensional. So all I'm going to do is put a dimensional right in the center on the back, and I'm going to stack this on top of here, right here. We still got to create 2 more, but I wanted to go ahead and at least get this together right here. I have to use glue, I will. Now, like I said, it's up to you. I'm going to turn it just a little bit, so it's not exactly the same. I don't want my leaves to exactly line up. Alright? So as a result, this is going to be my focal point in the center. If you want to go and fluff them up some more, you can. But I've got them right there, and it's going to go right here in the center. Alright, let's get our other 2 done, and then we'll do our tack, and then we'll be done with this. So, again, we're going to do this here. Now this one here, I'm going to do with, first, we can go with a dark color again. There's a nice little outline that keeps the color, and all you do is fill, and you'll fill, well, yeah, you can feel the difference between what was flat and what's not. So, I'm going to stamp both of these the same, because I was going to put yellow ones on both sides. And one of the things of the flowers, that's even in the paper here, see how these are yellow with brown centers? So that's what I'm going to do with these. Put yellow with blue, brown centers. And we're going to do the same thing with the pecan pie that we did with the crushed curry a minute ago. That is, we're going to create a light and a dark, okay? And we're going to do the same thing. We'll do double stamping. Get these centers here done. Here, let me line up my flowers. So what I do is this has got 2 leaves that are like right there together. And it's the same thing when you look right here. So it's easy, I think, to line up. Let's see if I got the right 2 flowers. Right here, there. So once you line up, you know, because it all lines up, right? And we'll do the same thing here. Yeah, Debbie, you should have gotten this when they had them on. They had the stamp sets on sale. That would have been a great time. Whoop whoop. Okay, that one I'm a little bit off, but I'm not worried about it. Okay, if I was really worried about it, I would just flip it over. So if that bothers you a little bit, let me know, and I can flip it over. You know what? I'll just do it. All right. So yeah, if you mess up, just flip it over. Okay, and I didn't get yellow ink on my hands. That's okay. We'll do that again. I was just a little off. You know, so that's how I felt when I was sick, right? I just felt off. I'm better. Everybody's thoughtfulness and prayers and well wishes. Even had somebody bring me chocolate. I tell you, when you're sick, things don't taste the same, right? Okay. So, that one just doesn't look the same as the other one. That's okay. Alright? Let's see which side I like better. This side or this? Side or this? I'll go with this side. Alright. So, we're going to do the same thing I was just talking about. We're going to take the pecan pie here, and we're going to give it a dark center. Again, I'm going to use the stamp off. Go that to the center. You see, it's just a little bit lighter. Now, so I can do whatever I want to do, right? I'm just going to do the corner there, and I'm going to come back over here. And this one, I'm going to do it this way. And I'm going to do the same thing. I'm just going to come over here. I'm going to twist it just a little bit here. You can do it any way you want. I want to get that because it looked like it's a little bit shy there. And see here, we just darkened it up so it's partially light. It's going to give a highlighting effect, right? So that's the thing is when you use a dark and light, it's going to give it a highlight effect. Even though it's a double stamping, still looking for a little bit of a highlight is what I'm looking for. Yeah, I can honestly say I don't know that they've ever put bundles on sale, right? Because I guess because you already get a 10% discount when you buy it, so... I hear you. I hear you. So these I'm just going to put up on dimensionals, and it won't matter, right? Because I've got this double stacked already. Actually, let's just leave it down. It looks nice down. It's double stacked, and I want the center to stand out. And it's going to stand out because I've got the extra flower there. Now, when you do this, you want to do the outside first. So I sort of place them to give me an idea where I want them. And then I just go and lay it down because you want to do the outside first. It just makes it easier to center the one in the middle then. I really like nature and flowers and stuff because they give you such beautiful colors. I'm going to create some more stuff. It just won't be on my Wednesday. Just to show you some of the different colors. How beautiful they can be. You know, it's just going, you don't have to search far. People go, I don't know how to create, or I don't know what to do with colors. Just go look at nature. Nature's got an abundance of color. Now this one, I already put this on. Can I put some Stampin' Seal on? Yeah, it's not going to be as easy, but I could still, if I wanted to, I could do blue. Work too. So this is going to be my focal point right here in the middle. Let's see what we do with this. And we're just going to put it right in the center. Two. Trying to eyeball, make sure I got the difference there before I put it down. Alright, so the only other thing I have left is the tag. And I have this, it says, "You made my day." And this is in the stamp set. It's just an easy way to do it. And you know, the reason why I did the pecan pie color is because that looks like the color in there for me. It might be a different color, but that's what it looks like to me. So that's what I chose. Just pick it up. And then we're just going to add a little bling here. I'm going to put this up on dimensionals too. Get that out of the way. And I'm just going to use the smaller dimension. I don't want my middle one to be the highest. And then we'll put some bling on it. And we're done. So I just made 2 today because I wanted to show you some of the different techniques. As you can see, I played around with it. So if you don't know what you want to do, just play around on a piece of white paper. Doesn't matter. Like I said, I used a 4x6 card that I have handy. I always have those handy because those are, I put my to-do list on. So, doesn't matter what I'm doing, right? So, that's all we got to do. Here, I'm going to put right here, "You made my day." Because you know what? The person that gave me that chocolate made my day. And when I wasn't feeling well and somebody gave me chocolate, I thought, oh my gosh. I wasn't sure I was going to be able to eat it, but I did. I'm just going to use these. So these are the same color, right? Same color. I'm just going to take some of these off of here. And I'm just going to add them here because I can. Right? You can put them anywhere you want. We all have our own. Well, it stuck to me instead. We all have our preferences of what we would like, right? So do whatever you want to do. It's your, that's the one thing I love about creating. Is, you know what? Your creation. Nobody's going to give you a grade. You have to give it to somebody. Have fun in the process, right? Get somebody to smile. Stuff like that. So I just add those 3 there. I could add more if I wanted, but I don't. I'm just going to do that there. So there we go. We have just 2 simple cards that we made today. So we made this one here. We made this one here. This is just a 3x6 that we made into a 3x3. And then you took this one here. And we just had some squares that we actually stamped. And put this across it. And we also die cut here. And you know what we need is just a little Wink of Stella. Wink of Stella, like, gosh. Special Peeps did not have, they ran out of Wink of Stella when they were here. They had none at home. So of course, Nana had to be sure to send them home with some Wink of Stella. Right? They're like, they ran out. I'm going, well, of course you ran out. So yeah. Apparently, Special Peeps like to use all the time. I mean, why not? It sparkles, right? Got little princesses or big princesses in the family. A little sparkle never hurts. Okay, there you go. We are done with those 2. So I hope you enjoy that because it's just simple, right? And it's fun to make. And it wasn't that hard. It's just simple. We sat there doing some stamping, right? We sat there and did some double stamping. We did some stamp offing, right? And just showing you how you can make those highlights by just doing that. So with that, be blessed. Have an amazing week. It's still in the 3 digits of heat here. So staying inside, keeping cool. If you need to stay cool, do so. But hope you enjoyed it. And if so, we would love for you to not only follow us here if you're not already, Follow us also on YouTube and Facebook, where we post our YouTube, Facebook, and Instagram, right? Where we post our photos as well as we post our videos. All right, look forward to seeing you next week with Keep It Simple or Step It Up, where we start with a different stamp set. Bye.